All right, boys, what's up? What's up? Another week in the books. Week number 5 is in the books. We're moving into week number 6. We are recording this one a bit late. The NFL schedule's fucked up. Our schedule's fucked up. It's just the way it is right now, man. So let's try to roll through this one pretty quickly. Let's go in through the week 5 recap. We had Dino Poppies 139, Lady Boys 205. Lady Boys stays undefeated. Lady Boys scores over 200 again. The Lady Boys, they're strong.
Doing lady boy things, bro. Doing lady boy things. The number one scorer in the league now after this week, the Lady Boys. He made sure to remind me of that at like 7 a.m. He sent me a text. And he was like, hey, man, you're not the number one scorer anymore. But yeah, man, he's got a fucking squad on him. He's got a squad on him. Hopkins went off again, right? 36 points. Fucking D-Hop, man.
Dalvin Cook did get injured for him this week, though, so.
True that. Did he pick up Madison or no? No, he didn't, right? He didn't pick up Madison.
He
got out waived. Yeah. He had the number one waiver wire priority, so.
I told him since the beginning, dude. I was like, it's crazy he didn't pick up Madison, man, with Dalvin Cook's injury history.
Yeah.
So
Madison
it's see how he fares.
Because Dalvin Cook is great when he's healthy, but it's not if, it's when with him, you know?
Yeah.
Trust me, I owned him last year. He was on my squad last year, and that's the way it goes with him. But anyhow, it's not serious, though. You should be back, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or so.
Because they got the bye. They got the bye week coming up too, so they'll just hold them out after the bye. The Lady Boys manager Vu made it a point to tell me to continue talking shit about Todd Gurley. Because apparently, us talking shit about Todd Gurley coincides with Todd Gurley having a great week because he had 35 points.
He subscribed for our channel and he got all butthurt.
Yeah. We motivated Todd Gurley apparently.
Tell him to leave a comment on the YouTube.
In retrospect, Gurley went up against Carolina, who's been giving up major points to the RB position. So not a huge. It is a big surprise he put up 35, but not a huge surprise that he did score some serious points for him. You look at the other side of the ball. Vino Poppies, Russell Wilson put up 29, so not as huge of a game, not as monstrous of a game as he's used to having this year. But you look at his RB, McKinnon put up 3.5. Gage, he started because Julio wasn't playing for the Falcons, only put up 3.6. CeeDee Lamb came up big for him, 30 points. Kelsey, 34. That's about it for him, man. He didn't really.
Bro.
Claypool on the bench.
18 from the fucking IDP, bro. Bobby Wagner, 18 points, bro. Come on. Bro, you get 18 points from your running back, you're happy. Or like from a wide receiver. I mean, you're not super stoked, but you're like, hey, that's okay.
Yeah, that's solid.
Dude, but you got that from your IDP? You're over the moon, bro. That's insane.
You can't really overlook that position, dude. So, yeah, another one in the books for the Lady Boys, 5-0. Vino Poppies falls to 3-2. The next matchup we're looking at is over easy 137 over the Gridiron 132. So this one was pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, man. So to the Tuesday night game, Bills and Titans, I was ahead by about 34, 35 points, something like that. And I figured, it'll be close. Like Derrick Henry can blow up. And then she had Jonnu Smith, who I didn't even know before.
Jonnu Smith? Who knew Smith coming on?
Yeah. I didn't even know who he was. And I was like, well.
Jonnu, motherfucker.
Okay, my bad. I was like, well, I don't think this guy will, have that much of a good game. So I felt
you're like, who the fuck is that guy, right?
Yeah. So I'm watching the game. I watched the game the whole time, kind of on pins and needles, thinking like, fuck, like, this could go either way. And then it comes down to the last possession of the game. The Titans are up by 16 points, so it's a 3-possession game. They pull Derrick Henry out of the fucking game. So I finally breathed a sigh of relief knowing that I'm ahead by 2 points. and they're coming up on the 2-minute warning. So I figure it's second down. They're gonna run the ball, take the field goal, and then give it back to the Bills with like 30 seconds left or whatever. So I felt secure that the game was over. And then on second fucking down, Ryan Tannehill throws a touchdown pass. You never see a team up by 3 scores throw a touchdown in the last
running up the score, dude. The Titans running up the score.
And on top of that, they just happened to throw the touchdown to the one fucking player who could fuck me. of all the receivers on the team.
and it should have been called back because that was an illegal forward pass, bro. Because fucking Tannehill was like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage when he fucking let go of that ball, dude. Yeah. That was it probably shouldn't have counted.
So I felt like,
hey Mike, you probably shouldn't have talked shit last week, bro. That's what happens.
So I felt lucky.
Te castigo Dios, bro. Hey, it happens.
I felt lucky in the sense that like Haley played her worst roster. So it wouldn't have been close if she had made a different decision on like her.
You know what, dude?
Her running back or
I told her also, man. I was like, start Slayton. He's playing against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Start Slayton. He's a must start this week. Yeah. She ignored me and almost lost because of it.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I had the Chiefs defense who decided to not show up, and they got me a negative point. I lost 1 point on them. So my bad beats continue this season. I feel like I have 2 bad beats on the season, so I'm hoping that's it for the rest of the season.
Bro, you're on a bad run right now, man. This is like the unluckiest start to a fantasy season that I can remember, to be honest with you. 2 close bad beats and losing Saquon.
Yeah. 6 points separate my record from being what it is now, which is 1-4, and having a 3-2 record.
3-2, yeah.
So
crazy, man.
That's the way fantasy goes, and
it is what it is.
Yeah, this season is kind of donezo for me. Like at 1-4, it's really hard to come back, but I'm tired.
Gridiron Throne falls to 1-4 over Easy 4-1. The next matchup is Flint Tropics 93 against LVU. I finally got a victory, 131. I got kind of fortunate with an injury. Sad to say Dak got hurt, and that's probably what won me the game right there, man. I don't know if he would have gone off, but it was just nail in the coffin once Dak went down for him.
Right.
That was pretty much that was game over. And it was rough, man, because DJ Chark got hurt. He only scored 4.6. Deontay Johnson got hurt again, and the first time he touched the ball, he only scored 0.8. I think it was like he caught a ball, but it was like for negative, 2 yards or something. So that's why it was only 0.8 instead of a point. So when two of my receivers put a collective 5.3 up together, man, that's brutal.
That's rough.
Robbie Anderson scored 29.5 though. Kenyon Drake found the end zone. Finally, Mr. Drake.
Wow.
14 points, nothing great, but he was relevant this week. And then I think you kind of jinxed me there, Chris, last week with the Buccaneers D. They were playing lights out, and then they ended up only scoring 7 points for me. So
yeah.
But yeah, you look at Flint's side. Prescott went out. He had 12.4 for him. Joe Mixon had 15, respectable but not great. Tyler Boyd only had 8.2. Scary Terry 5.6. Evan Ingram 9.5. So that was about it for him. Randall Cobb had 10.7. And so yeah, that was that matchup. I finally got a W. Happy about it.
16. No 0-16 this year, or 0-14. Whatever.
Man.
Not happening.
Herbert scored me 39.3. How did I miss that? I think I finally found my quarterback, but he has an unexpected bye this week.
It's bullshit.
Close to 40 points. But man, I'll take the W, and I'm inching my way back. Mike, you're like 1-4. You're like, I'm not going to make the playoffs. My division sucks. I have a chance.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, dude. I think that now that you have Herbert as your starter, I think that's going to keep you in a bunch of games, dude. And I think you're going to win a bunch of games now going forward. Now that I feel like you don't have to really worry too much about that spot.
Well, the other thing is Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not going to be the sole back in KC anymore.
He might not be.
You know what? But he hasn't been putting up that many points anyway, and I don't really feel like he's going to be putting up less points. If there's any offense that can sustain or can use two running backs and can be relevant with two running backs, it's KC. So
yeah, and Le'Veon is kind of like volatile. Like he could do something that pisses off the Andy Reid and gets him less touches.
Get some fans.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that move, but it's not like the end of my season. Yeah. It's not like he got injured. You know what I mean? So, it's fantasy football. You got to take it as it comes. So
true that.
LVU's 1-4 now. Flint Tropics 3-2. The next matchup is the Bad Hombres 173, Dem Lions 131. Chris,
Solid win, man. It was a sketchy week. I had to start Bridgewater over Allen. That actually ended up being a good move because Josh Allen only scored 19 points this week, and Teddy Bridgewater scored 37. So that was like a blessing in disguise there. DK Metcalf, dude. I mean, what the fuck can I say about this guy? I mean, like one of the best receivers in fantasy right now. Number one wide receiver in standard scoring. Number 5 in PPR, which is what we play. Yeah. Drafted him, I think, as my third wide receiver in the 5th round, and he's looking like a first-round pick, man.
Yeah,
DK Metcalf is a goddamn beast.
He has a lot of chemistry with Russell, so that's a really good
dude.
Have,
Yeah, he does, man. Will Lutz, kicker, got me 15 points. Can't be mad about that. And yeah, man, everybody. Ronald Jones, 25 points. Usually don't start Ronald Jones, but Aaron Jones was on a bye. So I started Ronald Jones, and that was a good call there. 25 points off of the bench. And that was pretty much it. Ezekiel Elliott looking like he might get more opportunities now that Dak is pretty much gone for the season. And even when Dak was in the game, they had the last drive. I think it was the last drive before Dak got hurt. They were running the ball like crazy, dude. It looked like they were finally just going to commit to the run game, even with Dak in the game. And then obviously now that Dak's not going to play going forward, it's just going to lean heavier on Ezekiel Elliott, I think. And they're just going to fucking pound the ball, dude.
I do feel like the offense is probably going to be more Zeke oriented. But at the same time, you guys played a team whose defense was terrible. We talked about it last week.
True.
That Dak probably wasn't going to go for 50 because they were going to run the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Zeke is definitely going to get more touches now that Dak is out. With that said,
it's like a win-lose because I feel like they'll be in the red zone less, so it'll be like less red zone touches for Zeke. But I think it's going to be like leaning like more yardage, like so. He'll be less likely to score more touchdowns, but I feel like he's just going to rack up more yards and hopefully get over that 100-yard mark to get that 10-point bonus in our league. So that's what I'll be banking on going forward. But yeah, man, as far as Dem Lions, Kirk Cousins underperformed, only got him 16 points. Odell Beckham with a decent game for 12 points. Dalton Schultz, though, his starting tight end, 1.6 points, man. And Dalton Schultz had been tearing it up the last couple of weeks. And it's just, I guess when Dak went out of the game, I mean, that was pretty much it for Dalton Schultz. And Juju, man, can we talk about Juju real quick for a second? Juju Smith-Schuster's been underperforming these last couple of weeks. And I don't know if it's just like a down.
No,
I don't know, man.
I had him last year in fantasy in this league, and he was a disappointment. Kind of blame that on the quarterback situation, but even now it seems like it's continuing a little bit.
Yeah, this is a contract.
Go ahead.
It's a contract year for him. They're not going to re-sign him. He's gonna play somewhere else next year. He's not going to be a Steeler.
Yeah, pretty sure, man. I mean, he had that unexpected bye, so he's only played 4 games. But still, man, 6 points against Philly, 16 points against the Texans, respectable. But I mean, you expect more from your number 1 wide receiver, and then 11 points against Denver. he really only went off like his first game against the Giants, and we all know who the Giants are and how their defense is. He got 24 points. So I mean, he's just kind of been disappointing this year, and he's just not been living up to where he was drafted, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of screwing them Lions over this year, I feel like.
It's a good thing Bill O'Brien got fired because he would have definitely offered Juju a big contract next year.
Not bad.
He would have traded Deshaun Watson straight up for Juju.
I love that. Plus a first rounder coming up. Anyway, well, that was that matchup though. That was that one.
Yeah, so that's Bet Hombre's 4-1. Chris is riding high right now. Dem Lions falls to 2-3, which means I'm on his ass.
On his ass.
Next matchup is Hulon Santo, 123. Kiki blindsides 209. He put up 209 this week. Big score, biggest score in the league this week. Marlon.
Sometimes you're the big cock on the block. Sometimes you get big cocked.
Yeah. Sometimes you get kicked cock on your block.
Hey, what happened?
No, man. I expressed last week what my feelings coming into week 5, and that was just complete nerves, dude, because I was the Buffalo Bills provided 3 of my starters, and with that looming over, I just people on buys, and then Dak got hurt, so Amari Cooper posted in the single digits, and George Kittle didn't have a good second game back. And it was just like, you know.
Oh, dude, the freaking Niners got steamrolled.
I was scrambling to get somebody in there. Huh?
By the Dolphins. The Niners got steamrolled by the Dolphins.
Yeah. That was crazy.
You were talking about Amari only putting up 4 points, which, you're wondering now, like, where does the Cowboys offense go now? Like, what are the receivers going to look like? Like, we talked about Zeke going to get more touches. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, where Dalton's going to go with the ball. Does he have a more rapport with like CeeDee Lamb or Amari? Like, is going to be more involved now? It's
actually up until Amari Cooper, Dak went down. I think Amari Cooper had one target or a couple targets, but he didn't. It wasn't until whatever points he posted. He didn't post the bulk of them until after, towards the latter part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Cooper was he was a little banged up this week. He wasn't like on the injury report or anything like that, but I know he had like some rest during the week, and he was like, because I keep up with the Cowboys, they were kind of taking it easy on him, and so he had like an undisclosed injury that he was going into the game with. Because if you look at his games before that, he was pretty solid, dude. 18 points, 27 points, 17 points, and then he went off against the Browns and got 44 points. And then he got 4 points against the Giants, you know what I mean? Like, he was a little banged up going into the week. So hopefully he's healthier now going up against Arizona. But you never know, man. Like, I think he's been dealing with like an injury that occurred over the last week, which could be the reason why he only got you 4 points. Because the knock on Amari has always been like he's inconsistent. But he's been fairly reliable to start this season. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is kind of his first bad game of the season.
Yeah. And Peaky Blindside, man, this is only their second win of the season, but this was a truly dominant win for them. I'm quite surprised. Looks like
yeah, man. I mean, he got Watson. Watson went off for him. I mean, we all kind of figured that Deshaun would kind of start going off here pretty soon, especially against the Jags.
And he got 29 from the Ravens defense, dude, which is just
that's insane.
Unbelievable.
That's the big one. He had 29 from the Ravens and then 24.5 from his IDP. Yeah, so it's 50 points. I mean, it's over 50 points that he got this from those two defensied positions, which is unheard of, really.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say fluky, but I mean, it was kind of fluky. Yeah.
he had another solid performance from Mike Davis, who's filling in admirably for CMC. McCaffrey's not coming back, I heard, until week 8, so he's going to have a couple more weeks of Davis. And then he has Freeman as his other running back. So
yeah. And I think Deshaun has more value going forward with Bill O'Brien out of the coaching position.
For sure.
And an easier schedule. Let's not forget, dude. I mean, that was a brutal fucking schedule to start the year. So it should get easier for him.
Somebody said, it was like some analyst, it was like, that's the most difficult like schedule, like first 3 games in the season for like the last 50 years. I don't know if he was like exaggerating. Well, it was, but
I mean, if you think about it, like somebody was like, even the Minnesota game, like they were supposed to be good this year. Like, who did they piss off at the, whoever? They must have pissed off whoever made the schedule because they were trying to fuck the Texans over, man. They were trying to get Bill O'Brien fired. Whoever made the schedule was probably a Texans fan trying to get fucking Bill O'Brien fired, bro. Because that was brutal, man. That was brutal.
I think that, man.
But
anyhow, he has Staples and Allen Robinson, Tyreek Hill, 19 and 18.3 points. Tyler Higbee at the tight end position only had 3.2. And Myles Gaskin, he found the end zone, so he had 20.10 points scored. That wraps that up for Culon Santo, who falls to 2-3. The Peaky Blindside also at 2-3 now with his second win of the season. The next matchup, the final matchup, is crossfaded 158. The Fornicators 150. This one was pretty close,
yeah,
and it went down to the wire. It really truly did.
You said that Crossfaded actually won this game in overtime with the Saints' Drew Brees and Kamara stack that he has, right? Like
That's
he
exactly
actually won it in overtime.
That's what happened.
That's a hard beat, man.
Dude.
That's a tough one.
The
Tough pill
Fornicators.
to swallow for the Fornicators.
He should have won it, man. His team did okay. Nobody was expecting him to really compete with Crossfaded this week, but he did okay. And Crossfaded kind of underperformed, but Keenan Allen got hurt for him in that game as well and only scored 10.9 points.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what was going to seal the deal for the Fornicators. But then they went into OT and Brees and Kamara racked up a few more points and they were able to get the dub. Patches Mahomes had 43.7 for the Fornicators. Josh Jacobs finally had a pretty good game again. 22.5. Robert Woods had 20. Michael Gallup had 11. James Conner had 16. Antonio Gibson only had 10 points for him. Then on the other side for Crossfaded, Breeze 35, Kamara 19, Mike Evans 15, Eric Ebron 6.3, David Johnson 12.3. Those are the big ones for him. So
Jalen Smith, IDP 18 and a half points. Bro.
Big, man. Those are big. I mean, you can't really sleep on those. You can't sleep on those positions, man. It's crazy, right? You don't think too much in your IDP or your defense a little bit more than IDP because there's so many players to choose from, right? And there's only 12 teams in the league.
Dude. I think that's what makes it hard. It's like everybody's like, oh, well, IDPs are a dime a dozen. Yeah, but it makes you second guess the one that you have, and like you're trying to replace them, and like there's so many options out there that are pretty good. Like you don't know who's going to hit that week. You know what I mean? So when you have a reliable IDP that like is going to get the tackles, week in and week out, and it is such an advantage. It is such an advantage in this scoring system that we have. So good for him. He's got a decent IDP there.
Yeah. So Crossfaded was supposed to win this game. He squeaked out with the victory. He's 2-3 now. The Fornicators falls to 1-4. And with that said, let's have a look at the standings. The Earth Division, Bino Peepees falls to 3-2. That's a 2-game losing streak.
Make it 3, baby.
He's scored 817.88. Dem Lions is second in the division. He's 2-3, 687.66 points scored. The Fornicators 1-4, 737.46 points scored. Las Vegas 1-4, 597.14 points scored. So I'm telling you, man, I'm not out of it. I haven't scored that many points early on, and I've lost. But Vino Poppy's 3-2. I'm 1-4. I'm only 2 games back in there, dude. So if I can string together a few wins, it's gonna be. It's gonna be
losing
a close
this week
one.
too.
Yeah,
So.
you really aren't. You really aren't out of it.
Yeah, bro. You guys counted me out early, dude. If I've only won one game, I'm not saying anything. I might lose another 4 games. Who knows? Anyway, that's the Earth division. The Wind division, the Bad Hombres, 4-1, 937.76 points scored. He's only the second highest scorer currently in the league, apparently. Second in the division, also 4-1 over easy, 785.28 points scored. The Peaky Blindside squeaks into the third spot in the division, 826.06 points scored. Also 2-3. Crossfaded, 820.64 points scored. So
real quick, man, about this division, man. Like we went from the ass of the league to the fucking class of the league, bro. And we won all of our matchups this week. We went 4-0, the Win division against the league this week. And we've got 2 4-1 teams and 2 2-3 teams. You know, I'd like to sit here and think that I've got a pretty good team and, you know, I'm 4-1. But bro, I'm still fighting for a fucking playoff spot here because this fucking division is that good, man. And we were fucking straight ass last year, and now we're probably I think we're the strongest division this season.
I think Crossfaded and Peaky Blindside do have respectable teams, man. But I think your team is really scary. Bad Hombres is a solid, legitimate team. Right. Over easy squad is retarded. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Right. We don't like that word. We don't like that word, but it's fitting. But it's fitting in this context. God damn it.
Her squad. Those 2 squads, man. You guys, nobody wants to play you at any point in this season. You know that you guys have.
We don't want to play each other. Shit.
Yeah, bro. Scary squads. She had that disappointing performance 2 weeks ago when she scored under 100. Yeah. But since then has been fine. She left a bunch of points on the bench this week too. But like I said, Chris, you're rolling. You've got 3 bona fide running backs, and then you have DK Metcalf, who's just killing it as well, and Josh Allen. Anyhow, the Fire division, the only undefeated team left in the league, the Bangkok Lady Boys, 5-0, 944.48 points scored. Flint Tropics, second in the division, 3-2, 809.14 points scored. Then Wilon Santo, 2-3, 780.96 points scored. And then Gridiron Throne, 1-4, 682.76 points scored.
Yeah, that's the difference between our divisions, Tom, is you have a chance, and I really can't win the division. It's pretty close to impossible at this point. But so I'm gonna have to be climbing up to like the upper half of the.
You need a wild card spot. You know, you need to shoot for like 5th or 6th in the league. But that starts with you know, getting above Lone Santo and Flint Tropics. They're only 1 game ahead of you, man. So just take it from there. Marlon, you can't be losing any more games, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyhow, that's what the league looks like right now. Chris is Kerner.
But Chris is Kerner. All right, we're gonna start off where we always start off with who the fuck is that guy of the week?
I don't even
say it. Chase Claypool. Don't even say it. Chase Claypool. He's from fucking Canada. He's Canadian. So they call him Mapletron. If you didn't know, fucking 7 catches, 110 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 52 fucking points. Plays for the goddamn Steelers, bro. Can the Steelers not fucking draft a Pro Bowl wide receiver? Yeah. God damn. Every fucking receiver these fucking guys draft ends up being a fucking Pro Bowler, bro.
Juju sucks. He went over this.
But yeah, I know. Well, he sucks now because Claypool's there. No, he sucks now, but Juju was a fucking beast last year and 2 years ago, and now Claypool's the fucking guy. Like,
what a game by Claypool, eh? What a game by him, eh?
Knowing nothing about him other than his name, I'm gonna guess he's like a white guy with long hair.
No, Chase. No, he's a light-skinned brother, but he's a fucking beast, bro. He's killing it. 4 touchdowns. Hey, did y'all see? And he's good on fucking Instagram and Twitter too, because he I don't know if y'all saw. He posted a picture. I think it was on his Instagram of Tom Brady. You know how he forgot what down it was, and he put up the number 4.
Oh yeah.
And he put his head on Tom Brady's body with the number 4 up because he scored 4 touchdowns that week. It was fucking beautiful. So shout out to Chase Claypool for being good on the field and being good on fucking social media too. The squander of the week is gotta be the Fornicators, dude. The Fornicators left some fucking points on the bench, man. They could have. It was projected to be close. It was projected to be close, and the projection was correct. But the Fornicators ended up leaving Brandon Cooks. I mean, I get it. Brandon Cooks has not been doing well.
The volatility there. We talk about volatile players all the time. Brandon Cooks is one of those guys. But, you kind of figured against the Jags, you probably had to start him, no?
Right.
O'Brien's
Especially
gone.
O'Brien's gone, yeah. And we talked about that O'Brien was going to be gone. These guys were going to come out on fucking fire. And so he ended up starting James Conner, which I get, and Antonio Gibson, I get it, but I mean those guys scored you 10 points and 16 points, and Cooks ended up getting 40 this week, and he only lost by like 8 points. So you know what I mean? Like he's got to be the squanderer this week.
On top of that, well, I guess both teams did, but on top of that, he started three running backs on his roster, which in a PPR league, I don't think you would typically do. So
yeah, I was gonna say a PPR.
But I mean, you can't.
He started Gibson, who's getting a lot of receptions also. So he's getting those. Right. I think he's getting like 5 receptions a game or something. So it's not too bad.
The thing is, like, it's not that bad. James Conner's been a little disappointing this year. I know he's been banged up too, though. But he's really he's really only had, he's had 2 good games, but like you want more consistency, I think, out of James Conner. But yeah, man, like the whole Brandon, he not only did he leave Brandon Cooks on the bench, though, he also left Emmanuel Sanders on the bench, and he actually ended up going off for 34 points. Yeah. So that's 70 points on the bench when you only lost by 8 points. Like that's tough. So you got to be the squander. The bet shitter of the week, David Moore, for the Vino Pap Smears. Who keep changing his name. He's the Vino Pap Smears this week. Fucking David Moore goose-egged his ass, man. Why are you starting David Moore, though? Like, that's on you, dude. Don't start David Moore. Got him 0 points. Definitely shit the bed for him. And then we're going to do an honorary mention of Lamar Jackson, dude. I mean, Lamar Jackson continues to underperform. 16
he can't
points
throw the deep ball, man. Lamar can't throw the deep ball. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Mike, give us something about Lamar. Just give us your thoughts on Lamar and drafting him in the 2nd round.
I wish I would have drafted him in the 5th round.
Yeah. Even then, that might be.
Next year, he won't be a round 2 quarterback. I guarantee you that. No one's gonna fall for that again.
Yeah, dude, I think it's safe to not pick your QB until the 6th round, or don't even pick one at all, like I did. It struggled a few weeks, but I mean, I picked up a couple of guys who scored more than Lamar Jackson has most weeks. So it's crazy, man. But no one saw this coming. Everyone thought Lamar was just going to run all over everybody.
Yeah, dude, he was fresh off an MVP campaign.
True that. Next segment here, the no talent pussy of the week. Flint Tropics, not often in this position, but he finds himself as the no talent pussy of the week this week. His team
down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
For sure, dude. He could not survive the Dak Prescott injury and failed to score in the triple digits. Only ended up putting up 93 points. And so he finds himself as the no talent pussy of the week. Finally, Cadena gets off of the list for the no talent. Maybe the curse is broken.
No, but it hasn't. Somebody else got an NTP.
Wait, was I? I think I was, right?
Yeah. It was the Cadenas and Mike.
Makes sense.
Oh shit! And now we're gonna put Marlon, dub the fucking sad violin music over this mess. We're gonna pour him out. Pobrecito Dak. Oh my goodness.
Pobrecito.
The saddest format we're gonna have. Dak Prescott, compound fracture of his ankle, out 4 to 6 months at the very least. At the very least, 4 to 6 months. Maybe out for life if he dies, because he could if there's an infection. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Alex
What makes
Smith
it
went
more?
through
What
it.
makes it more?
What up yeah, fucking Alex Smith just went through this shit and got an infection. So let's pray for no infection in that thing, because a compound fracture means your fucking bone ripped through your goddamn skin and it was poking out. That's what a compound fracture means. And I didn't know that. I had to fucking Google it, okay? So that's fucking terrible. On a contract year, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, there's a possibility that that's the last game he ever plays as a Cowboy. I mean, that is a possibility. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he will sign, but fuck, that's what I thought last year, and that didn't happen.
You when you cried, was it like a couple tears glistening in your eyes, or was it like a emotional cry?
It wasn't like a shoulder shrug sobbing cry. It was like a fucking my eyes got really watery and my voice cracked. But I'm gonna count that as a goddamn cry, because dude, he put the fist up and he was crying, and oh my god, bro, I was so sad. But you know what?
And what made it worse was that it seemed like it was unnecessary. Like it was unnecessary for him to go that hard all the way off to the left. It seemed like he could have given it. Because it was what was it? First down, second down, or something.
I think it was first down, and it was a draw, bro. It was a designed quarterback run. And I was talking to Tom about this. Is like if they call any other play in the playbook, this shit doesn't happen, right? Mm-hmm. But they fucking called a quarterback draw in that fucking situation, and he fucking snaps his goddamn leg in half. Like that is so fucking unlucky.
Yeah, man. How much was he getting paid this year? Because he was on the tag, right?
35 franchise. Yeah, it was like 32, actually. 32 million. 32 million.
Man.
He's set for life anyway, bro. If he doesn't play again, he's good.
He'll be fine. All right. The big cock on the block this week, Peaky Blinders, 208 points, almost 209 points. I mean, you got to give it up to the guy. He got great points from his defense and from his IDP. And when you get 50 points from those two positions, you're gonna fucking get over 200 points. And he's had this is 2 wins in a row for him, man. 2 wins in a row outside of the division.
Stringing them
together. Good. Hey, for the new guy, 2 wins in a row. You got to fucking give him his props there. 208 points, nothing to fucking scoff at. And yeah, man, those were the segments.
Cool. Let's look at week 6 matchups then. First matchup we're looking at is Lady Boys, who's 5-0, going up against the 1-4 Fornicators. So this one's a little lopsided. I think everyone's probably going to take the Lady Boys, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Let's see. Hold on.
I picked against them last week. I won't be.
Are you going to pick against the Lady Boys at this point, man?
I won't be fooled again.
Fool me once. Yeah, that's right. Well, let's play devil's advocate here. I don't think Todd Gurley's going to have another great game.
He also doesn't have
an amazing game.
He doesn't have Dalvin Cook either.
Dalvin Cook's out. Hunt. Let's see. He's starting Aaron Rodgers at the moment. Starting Aaron Rodgers against the Tampa Bay defense, which I know wasn't that great last week, but is usually pretty good. But he does. Here's the thing, man. He's got Hopkins going up against Dallas. I mean, goddamn.
40.
You know the Dallas defense is fucking trash. Probably gonna drop 40 on him.
I think it's gonna be how many touchdowns? 4.
Probably 4.
Calvin Ridley against Minnesota is also a juicy one, but we don't know how Atlanta's going to look. They just fired Dan Quinn. Freaking Matt Ryan hasn't looked great either, so it's you don't know. But Calvin Ridley, I mean, him against that defense is looking pretty juicy.
He does have Raheem Mostert back, and Raheem Mostert did have a pretty good workload last week and put up decent numbers. So he's got Mostert going up against the Rams. Not an easy matchup, but I think Mostert is going to get the bulk of the touches now in that backfield. And for the fornicators, I mean, he's got Mahomes versus Buffalo. I think that's going to be a big game for Mahomes, dude. He fucking shows up in games like this. He's going to be going up against Josh Allen, and he's going to want to prove that he's the fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause Josh Allen's got a lot of hype this year. I think Mahomes is going to, like, take that on as a challenge.
I saw Josh Allen play here in Houston in the playoffs last year. He ain't got it, man. I mean, he's good.
He ain't it. Yeah.
He ain't it though, man. I'm not buying it. I mean, he's great for fantasy purposes. We know that. I'm just saying, like, I don't. He's not going to beat Mahomes. He may. Right. Who knows? But they just got blown out by the Titans.
He did. But the Titans are also sneaky fucking good, bro. Like, you know, I think the Titans have a squad on them.
They got a good defense, and they run the ball. They control the clock, so they're tough.
Right, they're tough for sure. Here's the other kind of wild card. So he's got Michael Gallup, and I don't know if y'all saw the end of that game, but Dalton hit Gallup for 2 fucking crucial plays at the end of that game to actually set up a game-winning field goal. So it looks like Gallup and Dalton already have a fucking pretty good connection. You know what I mean? Like they're vibing. And so I'm kind of like stoked to see how Gallup does with Dalton at quarterback, because it looks like he might be the fucking go-to receiver now ahead of maybe CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to say ahead of Amari Cooper just yet, but CeeDee Lamb has been clearly the number 2 receiver for the first 5 games of the year. I think Michael Gallup can actually be that number 2 now, again, behind Cooper with Andy Dalton slinging the fucking rock now.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. But again, Tom, I know you made that trade and you traded away Gibson, which I know you were high on Gibson, and I think Gibson is actually a pretty fucking decent running back, man. So I think he could have a good game as well.
I like Gibson. I still think he's the best is yet to come for him in the season. The only reason I made that trade. Yeah. The only reason I made that trade is because Montgomery was going to be the sole back in Chicago, so I just wanted that, for safety. But yeah, dude, Gibson can go off against the Giants for sure. He has Connor against Cleveland.
I think the game's going to be closer. This matchup is going to be closer than we think. I'm still going to lean Lady Boys, but don't be surprised if it's a fucking nail biter, dude. I can see the Fornicators putting up a good fucking fight this week.
All right, Lady Boys.
Yep.
Yeah, I go on Lady Boys too.
Lady Boys.
That's all.
The second matchup is Flint Tropics 3-2 against the 2-3 Piqui Bastardos. I mean, Flint came off that rough game with Dak getting hurt. That he picked up Ryan Tannehill, who's a solid pickup. Tannehill's not bad. He's going to it's Houston, so that's a good start as well. He has Joe Mixon against Indianapolis, so I'm not expecting much out of Mixon that game. Or Tyler Boyd against
Indianapolis. The Colts defense is fucking good, man. Yeah, they got a good deal over there.
Yeah. But he does have a good matchup with Terry McLaurin against the Giants. And then Godwin's coming back for him this week.
Is he going to play? Or is he questionable? Oh, he's going to play, huh?
He's supposed to play, yeah.
Wow, that's a big get there.
For sure. I don't see too many other. He has Randall Cobb against Tennessee. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Evan Ingram against Washington. Evan Ingram has been just kind of meh this year. I was expecting Evan Ingram to have a better year. I was actually targeting him in the draft. Kind of lucky I didn't pick him.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna go with the Peaky Blindside this week. I think he's coming off a really great week. His roster is largely unchanged. He's not going to get 50 points from his defense again, I don't think. But even if they put up a solid performance, he should score over 150.
He's got Deshaun against Tennessee. That's going to be tough. I don't know if Deshaun scores 40 in that game. He's got Mike Davis, who's, again, doing a great job in place of CMC. So he should have a good game against Chicago. And Tyreek, Allen Robinson. Tyreek's going up against Buffalo, so they might, bundle him up. You don't know. Myles Gaskin, that's the play, man, right there. I think that's gonna work in his favor for sure against the Jets. So yeah, I'm going to take Peaky Blindsiders as well. I think it might not be a close one. Peaky Blindsiders might run away with this one.
I'm gonna pick Peaky, but I disagree that it's not gonna be close. I think the quarterbacks might keep it close. Tannehill's got AJ Brown back, and AJ Brown balled out last week. Yeah. And we all know that the Titans have a pretty fucking good defense, and the Houston secondary hasn't been that great, you know. So I think Tannehill might outscore Watson this week, and that's gonna keep them close. But I think Peaky actually takes it anyway because the duo of Robinson and Hill at wide receiver. I mean, Hill can fucking go for fucking 40 or 50 any week now. You know what I mean? Like that's always a possibility with Tyreek Hill. Yeah. And Allen Robinson's been steady all fucking year long. And he's got Mike Davis, man. He's got Mike Davis for at least another week or two that he can ride on and depend on Mike Davis. So I think he's going to be in a good spot for as long as he's got Mike Davis in his starting lineup. Once Mike Davis is gone, good luck replacing those fucking points, man. Good luck. But he's got him this week. I'm going to fucking take Peaky Blindside this week, man.
Hey, dude, Deshaun plays really, really good against Tennessee all the time, too. So I know they've got a great D, but it's a division game. So those are always a little bit
division game. True that. That's true. That's true.
Marlon?
I got Flint Tropics, man.
Échale.
Flint Tropics, yeah.
I like that.
Just because he's got some pretty good receivers, man. I don't think I know that the matchup against Green Bay is supposed to be against, it's supposed to be a tough one against Godwin, but I think he's going to show up, man. He's got some pretty good numbers, and Scary Terry has been tearing it up lately, and he's going against Papita team, so
that's right, Papita team, and it's almost Halloween, bro. It's almost Halloween. And his fucking nickname is Scary. So
Scary Terry. Scary Terry.
Makes sense. Those are the signs.
So yeah, and I don't know, man. I agree that the Ravens probably aren't going to put up huge numbers like they did last week, along with his IDP. But even despite that, who knows? But I'm just leaning more towards los Flint Tropicos.
So the next matchup is 2 2-3 teams, Dem Lions versus Cross Faded. So interesting matchup here. Looks like it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the squads and I mean, there's not much separating these two. You know what I mean? As of right now, Dem Lions is favored by 5. I mean, but dude, it's a fucking pick 'em, bro. This is. I mean, they're the same team, bro. It's the same fucking guys, man.
I'm gonna go with Dem Lions this week only because CrossFit has a little bit of a history this year of putting up points and losing games. So I think he may be on the receiving end of that again.
I think CrossFaded is suffering hugely from this bye week. Drew Brees, Murray, Kamara, Keenan Allen. They're all on bye, man. Those are huge names, especially Brees and Kamara, dude. Those are, that's like a quarter of his points at least every week.
The sketchy thing, I mean, he's got Jonathan Taylor against Cincinnati, which you hope is a good matchup. I'm gonna lean cross-faded just because he picked up Madison. I think Madison's gonna go off this 1 week. He bought himself a win with that waiver. He had the number 1 overall waiver priority, and he picked up Madison. I think that's gonna I think that's gonna make him win him the week, man. Smart move, and he needs it. This is a crucial point in the fucking in the league. And he can get himself back to 500 and back in the running. And I think that Madison move might do it for him, dude. So I'm gonna go with cross-faded.
I'm gonna take Dem Lions. I just feel like you're starting Gardner Minshew. I started Gardner Minshew once this year, and it was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
And so I think those buys that we talked about is just going to be tough for him to pull a W out without those key guys. So I'm going with Dem Lions this week. And it pains me to say because he's in my division.
And he's your brother.
Yeah.
And he's my brother. Well, cross-faded is,
Yeah,
cross-faded. Yeah.
I got cross-faded. I think I was actually buying for Madison also this last week. Didn't get the didn't get the priority on that, but yeah. So I think he's gonna go off. He's gonna go off. And as far as Minshew's performance, I mean, he's been, aside from the one team from against Miami, he's done good, dude.
And I'll tell you what, he didn't have DJ Chark that game, and guess what? He doesn't have DJ Chark this week either. That's a huge deal. You don't have your wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Pass it to yourself.
That could be a trend. That could be a trend. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, no, I think it's going to be close though. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like. I don't think Demline's just going to romp on him. I think it'll be close. And like you said, if Madison goes off, man, he's got a great shot at winning. Anyhow, the next matchup is the Bad Hombres 4-1 versus the Vino Pap Smears 3-2.
Bro, can you a Vino Pap Smear? God damn, that's gross, right? That is fucking disgusting. Oh, dude, do we need to even play this game? I don't need. I'm fucking confident. Watch me fucking lose this shit. I'm gonna be eating crow next week. God damn.
Vino started the year off really, really, really hot, man, and he's been cooling down steadily ever since I got my first.
I don't know if y'all remember. I projected him as the no talent pussy of the year. That was my projection.
Oh, that's right.
And he was, y'all remember it, and he was proving me wrong for 3 fucking weeks, but he's coming around.
He's been like,
he's coming around.
He's made some questionable roster decisions, I'll say that. I think that last trade with Overeasy could have gone either way, but he traded for 2 injured players, right? If they were all healthy, then it makes sense. But I guess, is Thomas back this week or?
Bro.
He's on a bye.
He's on a bye. So, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm dodging some bullets, okay? Thomas is on a bye. Michael Thomas is on a bye, right? He punched a fucking teammate last week. He didn't play.
Let's talk about the questionable roster decisions, though. I think last week he was rostering 4 tight ends, and then earlier this week he had 2 kickers on the roster. So I'm just thinking, like, what is going on?
He really values the kicking position, but let's not sleep on that position either. You can't sleep on it. But let's not get it twisted. I'm dodging the Russell Wilson bullet. He's on the bye. Russ is on the bye, and Russ has been fucking tearing it up. And again, Bobby Wagner, bro, his IDP has been tearing it up. Got him 14 points last 2 weeks ago, 18 points last week. I mean, Bobby Wagner, his IDP is on fucking bye, and he doesn't want to drop Bobby Wagner because he's a great IDP. So he's taking up a roster spot on the bench. Mm-hmm. So, it makes it harder for him to pick up other dudes or to make trades when you don't have those positions.
At the same, I mean, we're talking about IDPs and their importance. At the same time, I'm not gonna keep one on my bench either. That's like,
right. I might drop him too. Yeah.
That's
it's an Wagner. But
for sure. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take Bad Hombres in a close one. Just kidding.
I appreciate it, brother. I'm gonna take myself too. Fuck.
Chris,
I'll take Chris.
I got you this week.
All right.
I don't think.
But you know what? I hope it's not. But here's the thing: I will respect the fact that like this one play will fucking. This is his mentality, and this is the right mentality. He started Mecole Hardman. So that's the kind of fucking player that you play whenever like you're projected to lose by fucking 30. Because Mecole Hardman can have a fucking monster game out of nowhere. It's a risky play, but it's the right play when you're projected to fucking be squashed, right? Like, because Mecole Hardman can go off.
Well, what kind of play is playing Mark Ingram as your RB1?
That one's a little sketchier. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a Hail Mary.
All right, so that's our only unanimous pick of the week.
Thanks, boys.
No, sorry, we have 2 more games. Over Easy 4-1, Goulon Santo 2-3, Marlon.
I feel, I gotta take myself, man. I gotta take myself. So I got Devontae Adams back, and I'm hoping that George Kittle's going to have a bounce back week after last week's shitty performance. Still haven't lost faith in Amari Cooper, even though he's without Dak. We all know that Andy Dalton's no scrub, right? Maybe him with the Dallas O-line makes some pretty good plays. We know he can throw the ball. He's got the experience as a starter for the longest time, and also Singletary's going up against KC. He put up shit last week, but maybe he'll be able to prove himself to keep his starting position in this game. So I don't know, man. I'm feeling pretty confident. Matt Ryan isn't playing how he used to. There's some tough matchups on the other side. I know Crowder can blow up at the drop of a hat, so that one has me nervous.
Hey, Crowder and like points per game, Crowder's like the number 3 wide receiver on the year. He missed 2 games, but if you're going points per game, he's putting up like 35 points consistently. That's crazy.
Fucking stupid.
Which is crazy because the team. It's crazy because the team's so shitty. But,
yeah.
But yeah, that's the way it is. And man, I'm hoping that Kittle puts up at least 20. I'm looking at Stephon Diggs to put at least 20. Also, Singletary to get up there as well. And I think Kyler Murray, he always puts up good points and against Dallas.
Going up against Dallas, dude.
Yeah.
I think this might end up being the closest game of the week. The rosters are pretty well evenly matched. If I had to pick, I'm gonna pick Haley this week. Derrick Henry is just somebody who can go off week in and week out. Kareem Hunt, same thing, and Crowder, man, it's kind of hard to bet against him with the season that he's having.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm picking La Wifa as well.
La Wifey's getting picked.
Yeah, kind of just to mirror what Mike said. I think those running backs are they're too good, man. Reese's running backs are too good.
Yeah, I didn't think Derrick Henry would be as good as he is in PPR, but he just fucking runs over it.
My wife is over there in the background, and she heard me say that, and she just like took a sip of her wine and was just like,
"That's right, you better.
You
better, boy."
Derrick Henry runs over grown men like they're children.
That's crazy. Yeah. He fucking threw Josh Norman in the next week, bro. He fucking stiffed on the fuck out of that dude. Dude, I'm gonna go. You know what, dude? You're gonna call me a hater. I picked her last week though. I'm gonna go with Coulon, bro. My fucking Cowboys brother, pinche Coulon Santo, dude. And here's why. I've got not just because I like the guy, but look, Kareem Hunt's got it. Can we agree that Kareem Hunt's got a fucking tough matchup against Pittsburgh? I mean, that's a tough defense, right? I mean, that's a tough defense to go against.
So I'm not too concerned about Kareem Hunt.
And I don't want to question her decision making, but Matt Ryan has been shit for fucking 3 weeks in a row. I mean, he's been shit for 3 weeks in a row. Minnesota isn't that great, but I mean, he put up 5 points against Carolina, 12 points against Green Bay, and 13 points against Chicago, bro. 13 points against Chicago, 12 against Green Bay, and 5 against Carolina. That's 3 straight weeks of fucking dog shit from the quarterback position. And I don't know if she's gonna make a roster move or not, but
it's
I wouldn't start him against
coach this week. Might make a difference.
True,
might make a difference.
He could get that Deshaun Watson fucking boost that he got from fucking Romeo Cornell.
And Julio's back.
Yeah,
Julio's back. How back is he though? Because he's fucking got a hamstring injury, and those things can linger.
I'm hoping he's 100. I'm hoping he's 100, man.
But here's the thing, man. He's got Derrick Henry going up against the Texans. Texans' run defense actually looked better last week than it had in previous weeks, but they didn't have fucking Derrick Henry running against them. You know what I mean? So I think,
would you rather fight?
Yeah, because they played the Jaguars and Derrick Henry plays for the Titans, bro. That's why.
Right. That's why.
Would you rather fight one Derrick Henry-sized duck or 1,000 duck-sized Derrick Henrys.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. But still, I'm gonna go with Coulon, bro, because I don't think Kittle's gonna have 2 bad games in a row. I doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if Preston Williams hits, dude, shit. If he hits again,
he's one of those he's a McCole Hardman kind of player as well.
Yeah,
but that's what you need to do when you're projected to lose. You gotta.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, he has the potential to just boom.
Right. And another week for Amari Cooper to fucking rest up and to get healthy. I think Cooper will be healthier this week than he was last week, and he should have a better game. So I'm gonna go with you, bro. Coulon Santo for the win.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So we're split 2-2 on that one. Last game is an intra-cartel matchup. It is LVU 1-4 against the 1-4 Gridiron Throne.
Yeah.
That's
Toilet bowl
versus Mike.
Toilet bowl game this week.
The toilet bowl. Somebody's got to win.
I was gonna say that the loser would be the worst team in the league, but I forgot there's another 1-4 team in the league. So we might still have some dignity after a loss this week.
You're a glass half empty kind of guy, huh, Mike?
Hey, look at the season I've had, man.
I mean, my season hasn't been very good either, dude. I mean, I've had some injuries as well, and it's been rough, man. But
let me go. Y'all go say. Wait. Well, y'all are gonna pick each other, right? I mean, Mike, you're gonna pick yourself, right? You have some confidence, Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna pick myself.
I'm gonna go all in with Gridiron Throne as well.
All right.
Are you?
That's what happened last week, right?
Are you trying to jinx him, Tom? Are you trying to jinx him?
I'm going all in with Gridiron Throne, dude. I think he's gonna play. He's playing one of the shittiest teams in the league, and he's got a great opportunity this week.
All right. Let me go before I forget. Look, I mean, dude, I didn't think I would fucking utter these words, but Tom's got the advantage with Ryan Fitzpatrick over Lamar Jackson, bro. He's got the advantage. But Las Vegas United has the quarterback advantage playing Ryan Fitzpatrick against the Jets. Against the Jets, dude.
Ryan Fitzpatrick last year.
Bro,
if you're gonna ask me last year,
I
was gonna choose Ryan Fitzpatrick over Lamar Jackson.
Dude, Ryan Fitzpatrick might fucking triple up fucking Lamar Jackson this week, dude. He might, maybe at least double.
Don't
say it. But here's the other thing: Julio Jones is back. You're starting Julio Jones. You traded for him. He's fucking healthy, and he's gonna play against Minnesota.
I don't think he's not 100%, dude. But he doesn't have an injury tag at all this week. And Julio, he's like notorious for playing through injuries. As long as he's on the field, man, he's the biggest target there, dude. So
you have to play.
And you have to play him. Yeah, I mean, I'm suffering buys this week. I have Chark, who's hurt. I have Higgins. I'm not going to start him. Mike Williams on a bye. Deontay Johnson is out. So I'm kind of forced to play him, right? Yeah. But he's Julio Jones. If he's going to play, you can't not play him, right?
Dude, and then you've got Kenyon Drake coming off of an okay game going up against Dallas, bro. We know that the Dallas defense, especially the run defense, has been fucking garbage this year, right? I mean, fucking Odell Beckham ran for fucking 60 yards on one play and scored a touchdown. Odell Beckham, okay? The fucking Browns ran for 300 yards against them in one game, okay? I think Kenyon Drake could very easily break 100 yards. I think that's in the realm of fucking possibility. And this might be, you might have to drop his ass after this week, or maybe not because he plays Seattle. But, dude, this might be, if Kenyon Drake doesn't fucking break 100 yards this week, he never will, okay? He never will, all right? But this is the week he's going to fucking probably do it.
He's not,
so I think
he's still garnering the vast majority of all the touches on the ground. I think Chase Edmonds is getting all the pass attempts, though. He's getting all the receptions, but he's still the number one ball carrier. So we'll see how that goes. Just to add on to what you were saying.
So for those reasons, I'm gonna take Las Vegas United. It'll be close.
My favorite play is Montgomery, though. That's my favorite player out of my team this week. He's going up against Carolina. He's my favorite player this week for my team.
Yeah, and that's a good matchup. And Mike, you're still starting TY, bro. What the fuck you doing, bro?
Dude, he had a respectable week last week.
Dude, I mean, you think he can keep that up? I mean, he got 12 points for you last week. That's respectable for your number one wide receiver.
For what he's been, bro.
Thielen is his number one.
Yeah.
Or number two. He got
And
Thielen. my
Thielen
bad.
Thielen has one hell of a matchup
Yeah.
against Atlanta, dude. Thielen might score 100.
That's true.
I can't say that I have a favorite player this week, but I think
Can I pick one for you?
Yeah, pick one for me.
Julian Edelman with fucking Cam back.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That I mean, he was playing. He was doing well
he was
with
doing
Cam.
okay. He wasn't doing like.
But didn't they close their facilities down again?
Yeah, so that might not happen. But
I don't know.
What's up with the Pats?
Yeah.
what's up with the Pats?
I think I've.
Can I pick a number two? My bad. Can I pick a number two? I keep interrupting you.
Yeah.
Fucking Rodrigo Blankenship.
Oh yeah.
He's fucking good, bro. That guy's fucking. Your kicker's good, bro.
Yeah. His name's Rodrigo,
Good
dude. I
fucking-
had to pick him up.
MVP. MVP.
Rodrigo Rocket Ship, bro. That's what they're calling him.
Yeah. I think. Well, I'm picking myself this week. I think I've outscored Tom like four of the. I think all weeks but one. So if we're playing the averages, I think I should outscore him this week.
I mean, it's a different week with different matchups, but okay.
And he's never started Julio Jones. And he's never had Julio Jones in the starting lineup, Mike. That's a huge difference maker right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I hate to leave you by yourself, Mike, but
All right.
I'm picking Mike.
Julio Jones.
I'm
All right,
I'm
Mike.
picking Julio Jones.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going
it's
all
2
in,
and 2.
dude.
It's 2 and 2.
All
We're
in.
split.
Gridiron throne, dude. I think he's
Put
gonna
your
win
chips
it.
on the table.
Put your balls on the table, boys.
All
All right.
That's it. So we'll see how this week plays out. Good luck to you all, except for me, apparently. See y'all next week.
Later, guys.